Then I said, "You think me mad? I'll show you who's mad. I'll show you all." Or, that's what I said in my head. Actually, I said something like, "Yeah, that's fine, I guess." But in a defiant kind of way, you know?
I am familiar with the sentiment.
So I left the academy thinking, I don't need those old professors anyway. I can do me own research. I started collecting any magical creature I could get my hands on, what I found in the streets and such. There were so many. And I'm sorry there's so many. I'm really sorry. I just couldn't... Oh, God.
You really needn't apologize. It's only a little intimate in here.
But your carriage...
It's not actually my carriage. I only borrow it when I have to go on one of my dazzling patrols. You were saying?
Right, I was getting just loads of data. I figured I ought to extend my range a bit, so I started taking the train out to the woods. You get bigger animals outside the city centre, which is good, but also a bit not, obviously.
And that's when you were bitten?
Yeah. At first I thought I could treat myself, but pretty soon things got sort of... messy.
I must confess, that's by far the worst case of wolfsbane poisoning I've ever seen. What recipe were you working from?
It's mostly a formula I found in these ancient Celtic scrolls. Modified so I could brew it on my stovetop. It's all in here.
You are quite the note-taker.
Yeah, I started the journal right after I got bit. I mean, it was terrifying and all, but it was also sort of fascinating too, right? Like, scientifically interesting. So I wrote down everything I was feeling, then...
Cross-reference it with your earlier research? Brilliant!
You think so?
Yes, why, I only know one or two first-hand accounts of werewolf transformations, and even then they make for bad data.
Because there's never been a trained cryptobiologist who's experienced it firsthand, exactly.
I would have given my right arm for insight like this when I was in school. You must let me borrow this.
You sure? It's all pretty raw. See how it goes all squiggly there? That's when I went into convulsions.
No, raw is good. Everything I've read was filtered through whatever mad theory they had at the time.
Right, and of course they never mentioned the different subspecies, even though there's wolves who've been around for literally hundreds of years.
I know, it's a travesty. But this is extraordinary. I have so many questions. My apologies, I'm being profoundly unprofessional.
No, it's alright. Better than alright. It's nice. No one's ever said they liked my work before.
Well, I am the most eager to hear more. What's your next step?
There is no next step, really. You know, back on the farm, everyone thought I was weird for liking werewolves and all that. I thought if I came to London, I could meet other people like me, but it's mostly been just torches and pitchforks.
Well, what if I told you there was a place for people just like you? A place where you could share your passion for rogue science without fear, free from the tyranny of the mob and the judging eye of the academy.
I'd say you were pulling my leg.
Oh, am I? Welcome to the Society for Arcane Sciences, home to Britain's most innovative scientific minds, and your new home for the time being.
People live here?
Yes, everyone from clockwork engineers to ether explorers, all working under one roof.
So it's like a club for mad scientists?
I prefer rogue scientists. It takes the edge off of it.
Right. So this club for rogue scientists. How come the mob doesn't just come and attack people here?
That's where I come in. Thanks to my connections, my name carries a certain reputation, which I then weave into the fabric of society.
Are you a scientist too, then?
In a matter of speaking, but my work is very dull and academic. I wouldn't want to bore you.
Oh, right. Well, I do like the look of the place. Very haunted mansion-y.
Haunted? Oh, hell. This is not Miss Havisham's mansion. Lights, please!